Welcome again. In this video we will be doing a walkthrough of SAM textbook project Excel Module 1, creating a worksheet and a chart. To begin this project, we will complete it just like normal. You are going to use this for the instructions right here. But however, we are not going to be using this document for our baseline Excel. We are going to be using a document that should be loaded at the bottom of your Moodle page right here, which is our Excel spreadsheet. If you click and open that up, it will bring up a screen that looks just like this. Alright, that will be our starting point for this one. So once you click on your Excel textbook project, it will take you here. You are going to open up your instructions. And since we have already populated the numbers, the beginning of this assignment is just doing a lot of number input and showing you how to click on each section inside of here so that you can update numbers and dates and everything like that. So inputting data is what the first few sections are about. So you can go over that on your own. But when you use this document, we can start on exercise 1-6A. So in that case, if you want to click here and go down, so you will go down to 1-6A, and right here is where we're going to start for this page. So in this case, getting started, it wants us to click cell B6, which is right here. All Excel stuff is based on letters and numbers, so easy to identify where to start. So B6 is where it wants us to go. It wants us to hit this auto sum button right here. If you hold over it for a second, it'll say sum. Do not click the drop down. You want to click the button. So we click sum, and as you see, it automatically puts our function inside of here for sum of B4 and B5. So in that case, you do that, and then it's going to want us to click enter. So once you click enter, you will notice that now you have what is 12,000 plus 100 is 12,100. Easy enough. Now it wants us to repeat that step for B17. So you come down here to B17. We are going to auto sum. And as you see, this one goes from 9 to 16 automatically. Hit enter, and it just added up all of the numbers from B9 to B16, just like that. Going on to the next page, we are going to be using fill handle to copy a cell to adjacent cells. Yes. So in that case, we are going to go to our page right here. We are going to, with cell B6 active, so we are going to click on B6. Point the handle, your pointer changes to a crosshair. And yeah, see, crosshair. You want it down here on the bottom though. Do not do this one. You want the solid black crosshairs. Right? And if you do it correctly, you're going to click it with your left mouse, hold it in, and we are going to go way over here until we reach December. And if you do it properly, you let go, it will auto-populate, as you see, all of the numbers from B6 all the way to M6, making the sums match each one of them. If your numbers do not match this, most likely what you did was you dragged here with this arrow one, and that will just copy the numbers rather than copying the formula. We want the formula copied, not the numbers. Alright, so now that that one is done, we should be going down here to do the same thing in our bottom section. So we're going to come down here, activate B17, and it wants all the ones on the bottom to be the same thing. So you're going to drag that, once again, solid black crosshairs, way to the right to December, which should be M17. You're going to release that mouse, and all of your numbers are added up. If you want to, you can click, and you can see right here this sum is M9 through M16. So it's M9 all the way through M16. It's adding every number. Moving on. calculating multiple totals. In this case, we are going to click N4, so N4 right here, making that our active cell with the pointer in cell M4, and in the shape of the block, so you want to drag it, so hold it down and drag it. As you can see, I'm clicking, left clicking inside the box, dragging it down. That will select that whole range, right? That's what we want to do. It wants us to select that whole range. In that case, once we get done with that, we're going to auto sum button to calculate the sums of all three rows. These should not equal the same numbers when we're done. So we're going to auto sum, and boom, there we are. All of our numbers match. We can move on to our next row, which wants us to do the same thing. So activate N9, so N9, hold down your left mouse button, drag it down. It wants us to go all the way down to N17. You're going to release that, auto sum again, and there you go. Numbers match. We are moving on to the next slide. Alright, formulas with the keyboard. So a little different. If it wants you to input a formula, equals is your formula. So we want to equals, this case, B6 minus B17. If it wants you to use a sum or function or average, you can click on here. But if it wants you to input the number, make sure you know that it's wanting you to actually input the entire function yourself, not use one of the pre-made functions. So in this case, we are going to go to select B19, so B19 down here, and we want to do equals B6 minus B17. If you do it right, you'll see it's blue and black, so it's doing this number, B6 minus this number. You're going to hit enter, and your number is there. Easy enough. Right, C9. So click on cell C19 to complete the algorithm amendment, display the result. Which means if you had clicked here instead of hitting enter, it displays the result. Easy enough. Now select B19. Once again, we're going to select B19, drag the fill handle to select the destination, so fill handle right here. C19 through N19. Way over there. And if we do this right, our number should populate. Once again, you can tell each one's different because it does each cell. So this one is M6 minus 17. This one will be N6 minus 17, and so forth. Alright, in this case we are going to go ahead and save our project to make sure we have the correct, nope, we don't want to lose our saves. Go ahead and save our file. We're going to go to the next page. Same thing as all our other ones. To save it, this is what we're going to do. So it's all in Backstage view, just like before. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and File. I like to do Save As. Safest way to do it anyway, that way you know exactly where you're putting it. I want to go this PC, I'm putting mine in downloads right here, just because it's already in downloads, and then it wants us to name it Frangold Real Estate Budget. In the file name, right there, Frangold Real Estate Budget. Did spell it right? Perfect. And save. Now that that's saved, we can move right along. Yep, sir, save the workbook with file name Frangold Real Estate. Save button, and we're good. Next page. Alright, let's see. We're going to do some formatting now, basically changing colors and fonts and everything like that. So, should be on the next page. Alright. One more page over. changing cell styles. So in this case, we're going to start with A1. I need to move my scroll. Come on, there we go. A1, as you can see, frame gold, real estate budget. A1 is active. Click cell style. So we want right here, cell styles. Obviously, I will show you it will look different if you expand it. If you expand it, you will see yours looks a little different than mine. Right? But all in the same way. So still in styles, it's cell styles. Okay? So I make it bigger, and you just see that it gives you a different option on it. So we want our cell styles. We're in the Home tab. So once again, Home tab shows you the directions. Home tab, Styles Group, Home tab, Styles Group, Cell Styles. Click that. It's going to give you that wonderful drop down. Point to the title style. Title cell style. It's going to be this one right here. Title cell style under title and then headings area. And then it wants you to click it to apply it. So you're going to hover over here. You see it changes my document. So I click there. Yep. And my title is now title under styles. Now we're going to change some fonts. So we're going to go to A2. Make that active. Click on the font arrow. In this case, right here. Home tab font group. And it wants us to have Arial right there, Arial narrow. Make sure we select Arial narrow. And it wants us to click it. So Arial narrow. This one looks different. Easy enough. We're going to bold some stuff now. So A1 wants that to be bold. Go right to A1. In this case, very easy. And it also wants us to be step 2. It is also bold. So we're going to do bold right here. So we got A1 highlighted. Bold. Just highlighting the B. And then it wants us to do A2. Like I said, repeat step 1 to bold A2. So now A2 and A1 are both bold. The way to verify, this is not highlighted. When I click on another one, so you can see that it's not bold. There you can see it's highlighted, highlighted, bold. Perfect. Increasing font size. Which one does it want us to increase font size? Looks like select A2. And then point to 16. So we want that to be 16 right there. Yep. Easy enough. Font size, change to 16. Monthly estimates. Very good. Alright, now we're going to change the font color of a cell entry. So click A1. Font color, which is going to be right here. Font color. Under the Home font group. Font color. And it wants us to use green accent 6. So green accent 6. And it does want us to click green accent 6 as the font color. So right there, green accent 6. My title is green accent 6 now. And then also, do not miss this. Click A2. And it wants that one to also be. Click the font color button to apply green accent 6 to cell A2. So right here, since we already have our green accent 2, or you can click here and just verify that green accent 6 is selected. So green accent 6 in cell A2 and cell A1. Alright, moving on. So now we look just like that. Perfect. Alright, now we are going to center this title. So we're going to select A1. In this case, we're going to drag all the way to, let's see, we want to select all the way to N. So just right in the middle, we're not dragging formatting, we're just dragging this. So click, left click, hold it down, and go all the way over to N. We're going to let go of that right there. So now we've got all those fields highlighted. And we want to merge. So right here, Home, Alignment tab. So Home, Alignment Group. This button right here is your Merge button. So in this case, it wants you to merge center. Merge center. And as you see, my document is, I will zoom out a little bit so you can see it. There we go. It centered, merged all those right up top. So I've got a nice title. Alright, and then we want to repeat that on this one. So we're going to click here, hold down that left mouse button again, all the way to N, release, and merge center. Both of them right in the middle now. Yep. And you see the difference between center and merge. So these are their individual cells. This is now one big cell with a centered name. Alright, formatting rows. Here we go. So in this case, click cell A3 and drag all the way to N3. So we want A3, and we're going to drag all the way to N3, way over there, N3. So we've got it all highlighted. Cell styles, home styles group, cell styles right here. Once again, like I said, yours is going to look a little different than mine depending on how you have it. If you do this, as you can see, my drop down cell styles would be right here, so you can see what I'm seeing. I will minimize it back though so we can see the instructions. So I am going cell styles, and it wants us to be heading 1 under titles and headings, and heading 1 wants us to click it. So click heading 1. Now we are heading 1 right there. Now we want to select, so it also wants us to center it. So we are heading 1. Since we are still highlighted, all of those, that whole row, we want to hit our center button right there. If you hover over it, it should say center. We're going to center it, and you see it centered all our words. And then we're going to select range A8 down here, all the way through N8. We're probably going to do the same thing. N8. All the way through A8, and apply heading 1 style again. So style, heading 1, and most likely, and then center. So we are going to center that one as well. Now then, we are going to format some more ranges. So in this case, format the ranges A6. Right? So A6 through N6. So A6 through N6. We're going to do this. Drag all that all the way over to N6. And then if you see A17 through N17, E17. So I'm going to hold down the control button. I'm going to click on A17. As you see, it keeps it all. And then I'm also going to drag, while still holding down, it's not going to let me do it over here. So it's not. We're going to have to do that individually. So it needs this to be total with the total cell style format. So we're going to have to do this individually. Alright. So it wants us to be total cell style, and then down here, click total 17, drag that all the way over. Now it'll let me go to my, all the way over. Yeah, same thing, styles, total. Now both of those are total. Alright, and then we want A19 through N19. And drag all the way over N19. And it wants that one to be accent 6 cell style format. Let's see here. So accent 6 right there. Actually, yep. Accent 6. Alright, so that one's done. And then we're going to this one. A4 to N4. A4 all the way 22 N4, it wants that to be 20% X6. So cell style 20% X6. And A9, same thing. Like that. Cell style 20%. A11. Like that. 20%. And 13 and 15. Let's try this on my bigger screen. So in this case, we're going to go 13. I'm going to drag that all the way over. Then I'm going to hold down my control button, and I'm going to select this one all the way through that one. Okay. Now, if I do my styles, 20% accent 6, you see both of them just worked. It only works in my full screen. And we'll bring that back. So now we have all of those 20% accent 6. Now then, it wants 5, 10, 12, 14, and 16 to be 40% accent 6. So we're going to maximize that again. So 5. Yes, 5. Basically every one of these. So that one, I'm going to highlight that. And I'm going to highlight this. That one. And that one. And that one. And that one. In this case, it wanted us to be 40%. Cell style, 40%. Accent 6. And format. Done. Right? All formatted. Looks just like this picture now. Moving on. Format numbers in the worksheet. We are going to select B4. So B4 through N4. N4 right there. This wants us to be the accounting number format button, so home number group. If you hover over this right here, accounting number format. That's what it wants it to be. And click it. Yep. So if you see, just changed it all to dollar signs. And then we're going to select B5 through N5. And comma style for that one. So number group once again, you see right there, comma style. So comma, really all it did was put our period on there. Apply the comma style format to the range. Now then, B6, group in 6. We want this one to be accounting number format again. Easy enough. Click on our little dollar sign over here. Accounting format. There you go. And then B9 through N9. Also accounting number. And B17. Right here, B17 all the way through N17. Same thing. And B19 once again. Same thing. All the way over there. Counting. That will be all of those accounting numbers. And then B10. B10. Oops. Now then, you have to make sure this is B10 through N16. So we're going to go B10, highlight all the way through N16. So that will cover this entire area. And I want that whole area to be comma. Comma format style. There you go. And click cell A1 to just deselect. There you go. Now you have it. Alright, column widths. Column widths. Let's see. Point the boundary of the right side of column A. In this case, if you hover over here, you will see how it changes. So I have the down arrow. We want this left and right arrow right there. Arrow, we want to double click to auto adjust. So to adjust the width to accommodate the width of the longest. If you double click when you have this left and right arrow, it will auto adjust the width to the longest word in here. So if you have a super long word, it'll be wider, obviously. And it wants us to adjust the column width for B through N. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing here and here. Making sure to not miss any of them. Just double click on each border all the way until we get to N. Let's see. Yep. And there you go. Now you see that number just changed. So if you ever run into this issue where you are here and you see these number signs, it means that your number is too long for the cell. So you're just going to double click, and since it formatted it to the width of the cell, this is the longest character. Now you can read it. Next up. Now then, we're going to use that name box and we're going to search for, so we want to select A3. So A3, if you do it correctly, A3 has now been selected. Yep, so all I did was go here, type in A3 and hit enter, and it goes straight to that cell. Easy navigation tool. Alright, a few other ways of doing it. Then we're going to add a chart. Alright, in this case, we're going to select A9 right there, all the way through A16 right there, by the range of category names. Now then, while holding down the control button, right, we're going to select the non-adjacent range in 9 through N16. So hold down the control button, and right there, as you see, I should have both of them selected, total and expenses. And then click insert. So insert ribbon right here. And we are going to insert the pie chart. Alright, so we're going to hit this little drop down, and it wants pie. Insert pie or donut chart, and then display insert pie gallery, click pie. So we're going to click pie. Should look like that. Alright, if you did it correctly, you will see all of the names that you highlighted, and as you can see, all of the numbers have populated as well. So our totals, obviously being that rent should be the highest, so the blue one is the highest chunk. Easy enough. Now then, for our click the chart title and select it, click and drag select all the text. So we want to select title. We're going to highlight that whole thing, and we want to type monthly expenses. Yep, and click in the blank area, it should be selected. So there you go. Monthly select, monthly expenses. Now we have a bar chart, pie chart. Now we're going to apply a style to it. So we still got our chart selected, right? Chart style button. Now we're going to go up here, chart style button. Which one does it want? Scroll, chart style, style 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be style 6. Right, and it wants us to click style 6. So style 6. And now it is style 6. Alright, now we're going to move this thing. We're going to move the chart to a new sheet. Alright, so click. So we are still on, should still be on our chart. Yep, so if you see, we have to, there you go, move chart. So move chart button is use chart design, locations tab. So chart design, locations tab. Obviously, once again, if you see, there is no chart design tab here. If you click on it, there will be a chart design tab that pops up. In this case, we're going to go to move chart, pop up, dialog box, and we want to say new sheet. Right? We're going to type monthly expense chart in the new sheet text box and click OK. And if we did this correctly, you will notice that now sheet 1 does not have your chart, your pie chart, but we have a new sheet that has your pie chart in it and only your pie chart in it. Move right on. Now we're going to go back over here. We want to change this. So double click. Once you double click in your sheet tab label right here. So here, I'm going to double click sheet 1. It highlights it and it wants us to say monthly finances. And you should hit enter. And now the name of that sheet is monthly finances. Now then, we're going to right click it. It wants tab color. And it wants that to be green accent 6. So, once again, right click monthly finances, tab color, green accent 6, and click it. There you go. Now you see, green accent 6. We are moving right along. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hit the save button again, just to save our progress so we don't lose it later. Alright, and we are going to, we will not be too concerned about printing the worksheet. Printing the worksheet in this is the exact same as Microsoft Word and other products, other Office products. You're going to go to our wonderful Backstage view, and your print button is here, and all of your settings in here. You can select your printer, you can select how you want it printed. A lot of the time for Excel spreadsheets, landscape view is the best option. As you see, still doesn't even cover the whole page, so I'd have to zoom out for that one. In this case, it would want you to, we will go through this setting. So File, Backstage, View, obviously Printer, and we do not want to change it. We are in, it wants Portrait View. Portrait View, and then select Landscape to change it. Yep. And click the No Scaling button right here. Fit sheet on one page. As you see, shrinks it a lot. Fit sheet on one page. Yep. And print button, print. We are not going to print. Alright. Now then, let me go to, alright, back up. Not there, back there. Alright, so we're back here. We're going to select B19 through M19. B19 all the way through M19 this time, not N, but M. And then you see right down here, is on, right click, and in this case, so this is our auto calculation area. It wants us to click maximum. Right here, there's maximum. So if I click maximum, there you go. You'll see maximum is now shown. So that shows the sum of all these. So if I click off of it, this will disappear. But the maximum, the highest number is 16. And here's your sum of the entire thing. So you can check 154,600, 154,600. And in this case, it wants you to get rid of it. So I'm going to click it again. I'm going to click maximum again. And it disappears. So now you're back to something. Easy enough. Correcting any errors. And let's see here. So, if you find errors, you can go into edit mode. Really, yeah. So, edit mode is over here. So, we got, where's my gas? There's gas. I'm already in edit mode. See? I'm in ready mode. So I don't need to deal with that. Undoing the last cell entry. So undo button is just like everywhere else. So it's up here. In this case, you can click here and select which one you want to undo. I am not going to do that. Let's see here. We are not concerned about this. You can read that part on your own. And we also do not want to clear the entire worksheet right now, or else we would lose all of our progress. Help bar is the exact same as everything else. So in this case, it will be different as the book as well, because it is going to pull some information from the internet. So help is there. So you can go to help and it should pop up. There it is. But it may pull up different results than what you're going to have here. So we're going to do functions and search for that. There you go. Functions by category. Like I said, it'll be a little different than that. Alright, moving right on. And we're not worried about that button or the search button. The search button is also, let's see, let's go back home. You can close that. And your search button is up here. Right, so it'll have you search for header and footer. In this case, it's just going to help you take you to the spot that you need to do. Header, footer, right there. All I had to do was type in header in the search bar. Let's see here. Now then, we're going to save it with a different name. In this case, make sure that you save it. Since this is the end of that one, make sure that you are saving it as the name that is right here. In this case, here's my name. Once we save it, once again, you do not need the file extension to type in. So we're going to use that one. I'm going to go to File, Save As. I'm going to put it back in this PC downloads. In this case, I'm going to do right there and save, and then you'll be able to submit it. And you'll have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all in the next class.